This workout is labeled Save Your Back because it is going to include all the exercises that you need to do to strengthen and maintain mobility in your back to hopefully decrease any sort of back pain from cycling, sitting at your desk, and all the other things we do in the day. So, the most important thing for your back is making sure that it's flexible. So, throughout this whole workout, we're going to do a lot of flexibility exercises in between the strengthening exercises. If you get too strong in your core and your low back, then it actually can do greater damage if you don't have mobility. The second thing I want you to focus on is your breathing. In this class, especially, and at any time you're doing any sort of weights, you really want to focus on when you're breathing. If you're breathing incorrectly, then that can do greater damage to your low back as well. Okay, so we'll talk about all those things as we go along. The equipment that you're going to need today is a loop band, a medium to light, preferably, a block or two blocks if you have them. If you don't have two blocks, you can grab a roller. And if you don't have a roller, you can grab a pillow for a stretch at the very end. Okay, so let's get going. Grab your equipment and you're going to start on your knee. So left knee down, right knee up. And we're going to start by stretching out the hip flexor. So if you look at the hip flexors, go from the top to the abdominals here. So if these are tight, they pull us forward and pull in our low back. That's why we always focus on stretching them out. So tuck your tail in and then lean forward, but keep your chest up. So it's like you're being pulled from the belly button forward instead of falling forward like that. So your chest should not be touching your knee. If you want to give yourself an extra push, this is pretty intense what I'm doing here, but if you're quite flexible, then you could probably tolerate a little bit of a push as well. Okay, so big hold. Now I want you to inhale, breathe in and pull up on that hip flexor, and then exhale and just relax into it. Breathe in and pull up on that hip flexor. Exhale and relax. Last one, big breathe in, stretch a little bit further. Oh, it's a big one, and then bring it back. We're going to stay here. We want to get rotation through the spine as well. So you're going to place your hand, left hand on top of your right knee. Take your right hand and I want you to do a big circle all the way back, moving from the belly button. So your head and your hand should be looking at your back left foot. Okay, follow that circle all the way around. Exhale, arm comes over top of the head, reach back. Inhale along the bottom. Exhale, up and over. Inhale along the bottom and try to reach forward, reach up, reach back, and draw the belly button in so you can get a little bit more of a twist. You've got one more. Reach it up and over and back. Last one is a more intense twist. You're going to make a fist with your left hand and place your right palm on top of it like that. Now you're going to lean forward and take your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Push the knee into the elbow so they stay stationary. Now draw the belly button in and exhale and twist from your belly button and try to get your shoulders stacked one on top of the other and twist. If you want to look up at the ceiling, you can. You can also look down at the floor if you feel like you're tippy. Keep pushing your elbow into your knee. Keep twisting a little bit further. You may feel a bit of a stretch in your glute as well, the side of your butt cheek on the right side. One more time, last twist. Excellent. Come back to center. Okay, we go to the other side. So left leg forward, right knee down. Okay, if you want to give yourself a little push, tuck your tail in and then lean forward, chest stays up. Okay, so inhale, and that's going to pull through the hip flexor. Exhale and relax into it. Inhale, stretch the hip flexor. Exhale and relax. Inhale, stretch that hip flexor. Exhale and relax. One more. Big inhale. Exhale and relax. Come on back to neutral. Place your right hand on outside of your left knee. Flip your palm up and then draw the belly button in. Reach up and over and twist and look all the way around. Come back to the front. Exhale, reach up and twist and look back. 3 more. Reach up. Exhale. As you twist will help you with getting a further rotation through the spine. Draw the belly in. Get it out of the way. Last one. Reach up and over and twist. Okay, now you're going to make a fist with your right hand. Place your flat palm on top on the left side. Lean forward and put your right elbow on the outside of your right knee. From here, draw the belly in first, and then you're going to start to twist. So trying to get your shoulders stacked on top of each other. And breathe. It's a big twist in the lower spine. If you're a cyclist, you need this motion to look over your shoulder, looking in your blind spot. Last one. Good. And then come on back down to neutral. Grab your loop band and you're going to place it on your knees. Okay, so slide it along your feet. You don't need shoes for this workout, so if you have shoes on, you can probably take them off. It makes it more difficult to get the loop band up and over your shoes. Okay, so you're gonna lay on your back. Now to support the low back, we need a strong abdominal section, but not abs as in a six pack, but our deep core. So you're gonna lift your legs up. Now from here, I want you to pull the pelvic floor up and you'll naturally feel your low back just lower down a little bit. It doesn't have to be squished down. Now you're gonna move from the hip, lower the leg down, stretch the band, don't move your left leg. Bring the right leg back up. The whole time you do that, you're gonna pull up the pelvic floor and keep it engaged. So this is a really focused exercise. Go really slow and controlled. Exhaling as you're lowering the heel. We've got 4 more. Two more. The last one. Place your feet back on the floor. Roll over onto your side with your knees stacked together. We're going to do good old clamshells. Now, with clamshells, a lot of times what happens is people don't get the benefit because they roll their hips back. So they got this rocking motion happening like this. You're going to keep your hips stacked on top of each other. You're going to place your left hand on top of your hip. We're going to stop that rocking motion. So I want you to squeeze this muscle right here and lift up. Look, my hip has not rolled back. If you go like this and you start to see your belly button shift, then you know that you've gone too far. So it's a very small motion. Squeeze underneath your thumb, and we're going to just lift the top leg. 1, 2. Don't roll your hip back. 3. Take a look down, see what you're doing. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Focus on where you want it to work. Give it a little tap. Wake it up. 10 more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now it should be burning. 18, 19, and 20. Okay, so this is glute med. This is the side. Now we want to work glute max, which is your butt cheek. So we're going to lay on your side. Don't worry, I'm going to do the other side in a second. You're going to lay on your back. I want you to lift your hips up high. Okay, now I want you to squeeze your bum cheeks together really, really tight. And we're going to extend out that right leg. I have my hands behind my head because I get vertigo. My head's down too low. It's probably very uncomfortable for you to do this. So just put your hands on the floor like that and put your head down. Okay, so now you're going to hold this position. I want you to think about your left butt cheek. Can you tighten it a little bit more? And a little bit more. And a little bit more. That's it. Put your right foot down. Now you're going to tighten up the right butt cheek. Give a little bit of a tap. Extend your left leg. Now squeeze that right butt cheek. Look at your hips. They should be even. One should not be lower than the other. Knees are parallel to each other. Keep squeezing that right butt cheek. Put your left foot down. Here we go. Squeeze the left. Flatten up the hips again. Don't let the one drop.
Straighten out the right leg and hold. Keep squeezing, keep pushing the hips up, belly buttons in close to the spine. You get to switch. Right foot down. Extend the left. Squeeze the right butt cheek. You got this. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Keep lifting the hips up. Try and even them out. That's it. Drop it down. One more each side. Squeeze the left butt cheek. Straighten out the right. Keep the thighs parallel to each other. You can have a little bit of a stretch in the band. Squeeze as hard as you can that left butt cheek. We're going to turn that glute max on. Good. Last time. Let's switch. Left leg goes up. Hips go up again. Squeeze the right butt cheek. Drive your right heel into the ground. Make that glute work for you and bring it down. That's it. Okay, if there's any sort of low back pain in that one, I'm just going to do windshield wipers, loosen that up. We're going to go over to the left side now. We're going to do those clamshells. So you can roll on over on our left hip. Knees are stacked on top of each other. Hand goes on top of the hip. Remember, we're not rolling the hip back. So belly button should be facing forward all the time. Tighten it up. Here we go. Lift up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Remember where we're squeezing. 9, 10. Don't get lazy. You're here. Work it. 1, 2, 3. Make the best use of your time. 4. Squeeze it up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one. And 10. You got it. Flip over onto your belly. You're going to go onto your hands and knees. And we're going to do cat-cow. So we're focusing on your belly and your low back, okay? So what we're going to try to do, stretch the band a little bit so you've got your glute meats firing just a tiny bit. Now draw the belly button in and try to make yourself as skinny as possible. Push the belly button in. Push your hands down into the floor. Look at your belly. Round your back as much as you can. Now lean back so your hips go towards your heels just a little bit to get a bit more stretch in that low back. And you just a little rock from side to side. There we go. Now we go into cow. So now your shoulder blades go down. You let your belly hang. Your bum goes up to the ceiling. Now this is extension of the spine, something that a lot of people lose. So we want to make sure that you do get some extension. It doesn't have to be extreme. So we want to have a little bit of a curve in your low back. Okay, so if you're not able to get there, try to think of tilting your bum up towards the ceiling a little bit more. Okay, now rounding, you can see the hips. Now moving round the back. Look at your belly button. Push your abs in. Drive the floor away. Push, push, push. Push your heels, your bum towards your heels a little bit. Lean back. Come forward and then lower down into cow. Shoulder blades come back and down into your back pockets. Tilt your bum up towards the ceiling. Now from here, I want you to go to neutral. So pelvis goes to neutral, so it curls under just slightly. Draw your belly button in slightly, not sucking it in. If I came by and give you a little tap on your belly, would you be able to contract against it? That's what I'm looking for, okay? So what we're going to do here is a fire hydrant. I want you to use more abs with your fire hydrant than usual. So you can bring your knees in a little bit closer together. You're going to lift up your left leg, keep your foot flexed. When we do that, both arms stay straight and your external obliques are going to fire to support you there and bring it back down, okay? We're going to do 15 of those. So you've got 1, 2, link your abs with your glute. 3, 4, keep your foot flexed. 5, 6, 7, 8, don't lose the abs. Crunch it up. 9, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll do the other side. So lean over onto the left, tighten up the right oblique, so right side, and then make sure that your pelvis is neutral again. Flex the right foot, up we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Move your hands slightly forward and straighten out the left leg. So you're going to get a little bit of a calf stretch there. Okay, now from here, we're going to take your right arm and reach underneath and then reach it up towards the ceiling. So you're getting a stretch again on that low back. Reach underneath and stretch it up. If your band is bothering you, it's a bit too tight, you can slide it down to your ankles just to get rid of it, or you can slide it off. Here we go. We're going to use it for the next couple though. 1 more. Good, then we switch to the other side. So you're going to straighten out the right leg now. Get a little calf stretch. Reach your left arm underneath and then reach it up towards the ceiling, twisting from your belly button. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If your band's not down at your ankles, you can go and do that and put it down at your ankles and then stand on up. So we're going to do a crab walk. I would like you to be at the end of your mat. We're just going to go from the length of the mat. Now, my band's actually hard to see against the blue. Let's go back a little bit so you can see that. Okay, so I have the band stretched here, and I'll start at the end, and a little bit of a bend to the knees. Now, what happens a lot is people go like this when they squat. So you're going to tilt the pelvis in back so it's neutral, and then just drop it straight down without arcing. Okay, so tighten up the abs a little bit. If that bothers your low back, you can do this standing up. This is a little bit more intense. Now we're going to walk across the floor. So take a step, shoulder on top of hip, shoulder on top of hip, shoulder on top of hip, shoulder on top of hip. Go slow. Once we get going too fast, it kind of looks like this, and it's a rock from side to side. So stomp, set, stomp, set, stomp. You should feel this in the glute meads. Stomp, set. We go back. Stomp, set, stomp, set. Shoulder on top of knee. Stomp, set. Back again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And back. 1, 2, 3. You can squat down deeper, but you cannot arc your back. Okay, so tighten up those abs again. Last time. To the side. Stomp and go. Make it burn, make it burn. We're almost done. The pain will disappear as soon as you're done. I promise. Here we go. Yeah, and then up you go, shake it out. So we're going to take the band and bring it up to your knees. Yes, this is all low back. We need to support we need to get the muscles around the low back to support it, to get them strong. So that includes glutes, abs, and inner deep core. So we're stretching the band just slightly. I want you to squat down. Now everybody tighten up your abs. So you're going to pull your abs in just a little bit. Now we're going to stay here. I'll count it for 10 seconds. Squeeze your bum and drive your heels into the ground. Slight tension on the band. The more you put the tension on the band, the more you're going to engage the glutes. I don't want them out here though. So it still needs to be underneath the hips. Okay, squat a little bit deeper. Tighten up the abs again. Stand up. Woo! Okay, back down. Same thing. Squeeze the glutes. I'm going to add on to this. You can ignore me if this is tough already. And if you feel any low back pain, that's not what we want. We want to strengthen. Stand up. Okay, back down. Abs are tight. Tighten it up.
Bring your arms up by your ears, hands facing the floor. Bend your elbows, squeeze your back, and now reach them up towards the ceiling. 2, 2, 3, 2 more, 4, and 5. Good. Stand it up. We have 2 more like that. Okay, squat it down. Squeeze your glutes first. That's it. Tighten up your abs. Now bring your arms up. If you brought your arms up and you arced your back, you need to bring your arms down. You can have them parallel to the floor, and eventually you can work your way once you have more shoulder mobility to this height. Palms face the floor. Squeeze them back. Reach them up towards the ceiling. 1, 2. Oh, glutes are burning. 3, 4. Last one. And 5. Whew. Shake it out. Last one. Squat it down. Squeeze the glutes. Tighten them up. Tighten up the abs. Okay, arms go up. Pull them back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's it. You may take off the band. We have one more to do, and then we get to stretch again. Pull out your yoga block. So this time the arms are going to go straight. The goal is if you're from the side, when you lift your arm, if you're here and you have to do this to lift your arm, you're losing shoulder mobility. You've lost it already. So you need to do some more shoulder work. Okay, so everything is connected. If you don't have mobility here, it's going to find it somewhere else, and that's going to give you pain. So don't force it. If you have to arc your back to get your arm up here, don't do that. Just keep your arm a little less high. Okay, everybody, left knee down on your block. Point your toe. Lean forward, so you've got about 80% of your weight on your right leg. Hover above the block with your left leg. Good, now you're either going to hold that, because that's a lot of glute work, push this right knee so it's right over top of the toe, or you're going to do 10, bring your arms up by your ears, and bring them all the way back. So 1, 2, 3, draw the belly button in, make sure both hips are facing the front. 4, 5, 6, abs are tight. 7, 8, 9, and 10. You can drop the knee down, switch to the other side. So right knee is on the block. Point your toes, lean forward, so all your weight is on the left. Make sure the glutes are engaged, hips are facing the front, and then hover with the back leg. Push that knee so it's back over top of the right toe. Engage the abs. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, pull your head back in, 7, 1 straight line from your head down to your spine, down to your pelvis. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and last one. Okay, we're going to finish with a challenge. This is an abdominal challenge exercise. You're going to do it on your elbows. So you're going to be in a low plank with your hands flat on the ground. You're going to stay on your knees. So you're going to be like this with your bum up, okay? Now I want you to lift your knees up. So you're in that low plank here. Now from here, you're going to extend out the left leg and then extend out the right arm and hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Put them back down. Knees should stay parallel to the floor, shins parallel to the floor. Lift up the right leg, lift up the left arm for 4, 3, 2, 2. We do one more each side. Put that foot back down, shins parallel to the floor, extend out the leg. 4, 3, 2, 3. Switch it up. Last one. You're done after this. Extend the right leg. Pull the belly button in. Pelvic floor up for 3, 2, and 1.
Nicely done. Good challenge. If you had difficulty with that one, don't worry. You can work up to it. It's a tough one. We're going to lay on your back. Your head can be on a pillow if you like or not. Your arms are going to be out to the side. Now, if you'd like a chest stretch as well, bring your arms up, your palms up, feet are wide, and you're going to windshield wiper your knees from side to side. So we're back to mobility of the low back. Just letting them swing gently. Now your feet need to be wide, because I'm going to show you what we're going to do next. Let them fall to the left. Pick up your left foot and place it on top of the right. Now you're going to get a stretch all the way through this right side into the hip flexor a little bit and the low back. If that's too much, you can just take it off and stack your knees normally. But keep pushing down if you can. If it's not too intense, push down on that right knee. Last one. Take it off. Put your feet on the floor. Let them fall to the right. Pick up your right foot and place it on top of the left knee. Pretty big, intense stretch. Take it off your knee, take your foot off your knee, and place your feet on the floor. And this is where all those other tools come in. So if you have 2 yoga blocks, you can use them. If you have a roller, you can use the roller as well. Place the roller at the end of your mat and then place the block on its second height up there. Now we're going to get extension through the upper spine. So it's going to be right around your shoulder blade area. Right where it feels uncomfortable, then you know you've got the right spot. So, and then your head goes on the other block as a pillow. So if you don't have 2 blocks, you can use the block as underneath your shoulder blades and then a pillow as a pillow. And you can double up a couple pillows. Some people don't mind having their head hanging. Obviously, that's not good for me. I do not like that. So I always support my neck. So from here, it's going to feel a little bit uncomfortable as you're getting deep extension through the mid-thoracic, right? We're at that point where it's always flexed. Cycling, sitting at your computer, on your phone, cooking, we're always kind of flexed in that area. So we want to get to a point where this extension at some point feels comfortable. So we're going to stay here for 1 minute. And I want you to breathe into the pain. So I want you to breathe, inhale and push your ribs into your roller or your block. And then exhale, think of the melting into it and just falling into it. Okay, so we've got 30 seconds left. Last 10 seconds. Last one. However gently you can, you're going to get out of that and you're going to you're going to flip over onto your hands and knees. And we're going to finish with a cat-cow. Don't hold that one for too long, no more than 2 minutes. This is pretty intense. So now you're going to round your back into that new flexibility and then arc your back. Round your back. Now on the rounding, we're going to do some circles for your hips. You're just going to push your hips back towards your heels 3 times, and then we'll go in the other direction. Should feel good. Keep rounding your back. And then we go in the other direction. Last one. Good. Slide down onto your elbows so your belly is on the floor. You're going to pull your elbows back towards you and then peel your chest up. This is where I'm going to leave you. This is a pretty active, but it can be very passive stretch as well for getting greater extension. If that is an issue that you do not have any extension, this one you can hold for a bit longer, 3 or 4 minutes. Just don't try to force it, just keep it relaxed.